Hello and good morning. How is everybody feeling today? Are we still super charged up? Kinda, yes. We have coffee, we have soda, so get some caffeine in you if you need to. Yesterday was an amazing day. I hope you guys, like myself, left the room feeling inspired, empowered, making connections. Yes. And so today we're going to have another one of those days. So if you need to be recharged, just get some coffee, get some caffeine in you. It's going to be a good day. So I have the pleasure of introducing our first speaker for today. Her name is Elaine Gonzalez Johnson. She is an award winning serial entrepreneur, educator, and speaker. She is best known for her role as the founder and executive director of Latinas in Motion, a national organization created to encourage women of color to get active. Elaine inspires and empowers women across the world to exercise and adopt healthy habits. This self proclaimed mogul mommy is an all around inspiration, as much for her contagious energy as her willingness to break stereotypes. In 2017, Elaine created a tool to help women dream out loud. Plan, pray, and prosper, the planner. This is not an ordinary planner. This fully functional tool was created to help dreamers execute a plan for whole life success. Elaine has sold hundreds of copies worldwide. In 2022, Elaine established a partnership with Snipes to teach a personal development course to over 100 aspiring entrepreneurs. Elaine is passionate about sharing her story with others. Her down to earth personality and frequent pop culture references have established her as a sought out speaker. In 2018, Elaine was selected to share her mission statement at the sold out Michelle Obama Becoming event. It's safe to say this is only the beginning. Elaine has a Master of Science in Higher Education from Drexel University and a Bachelor of Arts in Communication Studies from Bloomsburg University. She is a Philadelphia native, currently residing still in Philly with her beloved husband, Daryl, daughter Eva, and son Ian. Let's give a warm welcome, because it's cold in Philly right now,
Yes.
to Elaine.
Thank you. Thank you. How are we feeling on today? Great. Okay, so let's set a couple norms. Number one, I'm from Philadelphia. So if I say John, let's just get that out the way. John is a noun, a person, place, or a thing. So you're a John, I'm a John, this can be that John, just so that we're together as I'm talking. The second thing is I am a church girl through and through, which means you can yes, girl, yes me. You can give me a little high five in the air if you're feeling something that I'm saying. But this needs to be like a really fun hug in a room. You don't got to be quiet, okay? We do have Q&A too if you guys have some questions, but together we are going to learn how to prosper on purpose. Yes. I know that's right. I had to fill y'all out, feel your energy. Okay, so we ready? One more time, are we ready? Okay, so I need to start my story at the top. At the top. If you could change your mindset, you can change your life. If you can change your mindset, you can change your life. So I was born and raised by an incredible, resilient single mother. I am one of four in Philadelphia. And growing up, there was no one in my family who was a business owner, entrepreneur. We literally lived below the poverty line for almost my entire life. And I just knew that if I wanted to be successful, I had to be educated. Lucky for your girl, I found the baddest man in college, scooped him up, snatched him up, okay? Let me tell my side of the story. I definitely did bag him, but if he tells his side of the story, he's going to say he bagged me. But we got married, had 2 kids. With my first pregnancy, Eva, I know that you guys see me in this little blue suit, but I'm 5'2" without these heels. And when I got pregnant, being Puerto Rican, my mom's like, girl, go ahead and eat more rice. You're eating for 2. And I'm like, come on. I was a thick girl. Then I got thicker. I gained 52 pounds with the pregnancy of my daughter. 52. I'm 5'2". And so had the baby, right? Had the baby, was like, oh, we're about to live happily ever after. And then your girl got super sad. Okay, like nobody ever talked to me about postpartum. Nobody ever told me that I was not actually going to snap back like Beyonce. Okay, and so here I am, new wife, in my career, new baby, and have no idea why I'm sad. I have no idea why I didn't snap back. I've never been fit. You know, when you grow up in a really hard neighborhood, it wasn't that we couldn't go outside and play, it's that it wasn't safe. And so when you grow up and you're an adult, now I don't know how to exercise. I never joined any clubs. I don't know how to be healthy. And so here I was stuck. I was stuck. And so I decided, you know what? I'm going to start walking. Walking became jogging, jogging became running, and your girl turned out to be a runner. So at the time, I was working at a high school in Philly, and someone said, if you enjoy running, you should register for the Broad Street Run. And so I'm like, count me in. So here's the thing that y'all need to know about me. Spoiler alerts. I'm loyal. I don't even need to have all the details, but when I tell you I'm going to do something, I'm going to do that thing. So here I was committing to the Broad Street Run. Didn't even know what that was. Went to the Ministry of Google, right? Ministry of Google, Broad Street Run in Philadelphia. It was a 10-mile run. Now, I was running a couple blocks, but 10 miles. And so I'm like, I already committed. So, okay, Lord, what should I do now? So then I Googled it again, Broad Street Run. It was a lottery. So I'm like, Lord, if this is not in my will, clearly I will not get selected. Your girl was selected, okay? I was selected. So I literally looked up how to run 10 miles. I'm telling y'all, Google is your friend. You better ask Google, okay? So I Googled how to run 10 miles. So it was a 4-month training plan. I didn't know anything about running outside of trying to be snatched. Okay, that's all I knew. I knew that I wanted to lose this baby weight, be a snatched Puerto Rican girl, right? And be a snack for my husband. Those were my goals. Now I'm over here trying to figure out how to run these 10 miles. So I learned a lot. I lost toenails. My shins were hurting. It was a journey. So I get there to race day, and there are 40,000 people out there. Can we say culture shock? I'm like, oh, people do this for fun. People pay to do this for fun. So I'm there, and I was excited, equally alone. I saw pockets of runner. Philly is so good with like different running communities. There was Black Girls Run. We have Students Run Philly style. And then there was me. So this was May 2012. So I'm like, should I warm up? Should I high five them? I didn't have a friend, right? And so I do this race. And when I crossed the finish line and I got my medal, I felt incredible. You couldn't tell me nothing. I felt like I could run through a brick wall. And so I felt like other women need to feel this, because for 4 months, I put some time together to take care of myself, take care of my mind, and commit to something that was just for me. Not for my husband, not for my daughter, not for my job. I literally committed to something for me. And I wanted other women to feel the same way. So I started to do some research. And statistically, Latinas have high rates of heart disease, diabetes, obesity. Here I was with the tool on how we can beat that just by being active, right? Exercising, putting our nutrition first. And so I decided, let me see if there is something out here. So again, Ministry of Google, Googled Latina Running Club, nothing came up. Googled Latina Fitness Club, nothing came up. So I decided I'm gonna start something. So the first point for today, if you have an idea to fill a deficit, it is your job to make that thing happen. Stop waiting for somebody to give you permission. You are never going to have all the answers. Spoiler alert, you're not going to have everything you need when you first started. Spoiler alert, it's not going to be amazing. It's just a matter of you have an idea and you execute. Because guess what? You take that first step, I pinky promise, you're just going to get better and better and better. But you have to bet on you. And I decided I'm going to bet on me. So boom, June 2012, I put out a text message, email to every woman that I knew. Hey, we're going to walk 2.5 miles. Saturday morning, 6 women showed up. At that time, We only had Facebook. We didn't have Instagram. We didn't have TikTok. We didn't have that. It was just the Facebook, okay? And so we took a little selfie, we posted it, and then boom, somebody said, can I join you next Saturday? And 7 women became 30, and 30 became 40. And then I started to get people asking me, hey, can I start a chapter in New Jersey? Another thing I want to tell you is you don't have to have all the answers. And you don't got to tell that person you don't have the answer. Give yourself a 48-hour window, okay? Say, hey, I don't know yet, but give me 2 days and my team will get back to you. The team could just be you. The team could just be you and you. They don't know that, okay? I had a team of 1 for a really long time, but they didn't know that, hey, I have to run that by my team and I'll get back to you. Then I Googled how to start a chapter in another state, right? I'm telling y'all, Google's your friend. And so Latinas in Motion began to grow. And so here we are starting in Philly. Then we had a chapter in New Jersey. Then we had a chapter in New York. And it started to spread like wildfire. I started this for me because I needed something for me. And here I was inspiring hundreds of women nationally. And so I said, oh, I think we got something going on. So as we started to gain traction, right, as we started to wear our little race shirts and people started to find out about us, universities and colleges would invite me to speak. Now, your girl had never put a speech together, okay? But what did I tell y'all? Everything figure outable. So when they said that there was a check attached to that, surely I'm going to show up. So I showed up at my first speaking engagement in 2016. All right. So I had been running Latinas in Motion. I was still working for the school district. At this point, still married to husband. I have a daughter. And at this point, I have a son. And so I decided I was going to go speak. So let me tell you about my first speaking engagement. I wore a little string of pearls. I wore what I thought a speaker would look like. I didn't go as me. I went as the representative of what someone who I thought would be respected would look like. The speech was horrible. I said 1,000 times. My slideshow had about 40 slides. I was running through my words. And I felt so uncomfortable because I felt like I was pretending to be somebody. And the lesson that I learned is that I will always win if I go as me. Every single thing that I need to be the person that I have been designed to be the person I have been created to be, is already within me. The problem is that I was so busy looking to the left and to the right, and what does a successful person look like, and what does somebody who speaks well look like, when at the end of the day, I'm the sauce, right? They want to hear my story. And so instead of going as someone else, I decided anytime someone invites me, I'm going to tell my story my way. I'm going to say John if I want to say John, right? I'm going to wear my gold hoops. I'm going to wear my red lipstick. I'm going to go as me. And if I'm supposed to be in that room, I will be accepted. And if they say, thank you. And if they say, whoever they is, say, then that's not my room. There is no opportunity. If it's for you, I pinky promise it will not pass you. And if a door closed, it wasn't your door. We have allowed pop culture and social media to put limits on ourselves. We have allowed pop culture and social media to tell us what we're supposed to look like, what is the beauty standard, how much money we're supposed to make, what kind of car we're supposed to drive. If you don't decide what success is for you, not for your mom, not for your kids, not for your homies in the group chat, what is success for you? You have to write that down. Make a list. I made a list. I knew I would be successful when I would be able to take my children to school. That's success for me. I will be successful when I get to date my husband once a week minimum. That's success for me. And if opportunities don't align with my list of success, with my list of non-negotiables, then it's not the opportunity for me. Do not go out there chasing your idea of what people tell you success is, that you lose yourself and you lose your family and you lose your fire and you lose your purpose. There is no one on this planet Earth like you. That should make you walk a little different. That should make you talk a little different. You're the sauce. If nobody told you today, you are that girl. You really are. You really are. And so as I started speaking, one of the questions I would get every time, if I got this question, I pinky promise your girl will probably be a millionaire by today. And it was, how do you start your day? You have such great energy. How do you start your day? And so I decided I'm going to give y'all the keys. Okay. All right. We ready? So the first thing is practice gratitude. Practice gratitude. Any book you've ever read, whether it be Oprah, Lisa Nichols, Tony Robbins, everyone is always going to say this in one shape or form, practice gratitude. There's research. Anxiety and gratitude cannot live in your brain at the same time. Do you hear me? I don't know about you, but after this pandemic, your girl been real anxious. After this pandemic, little things be overwhelming me, right? We live through some real stuff. Anxiety and gratitude cannot live in your brain at the same time. When you open up your eyes in the morning, instead of grabbing your phone and checking your email, instead of turning on the TV and checking the news, literally, if you don't write it down, say it out loud. What are you grateful for? And no matter how hard life is, I pinky promise there is always something to be grateful for. You woke up, grateful. You got a roof over your head, grateful. You got water to drink, grateful. I know you see the news of what's going on. You're here today, grateful. Change your mindset, change your life. We can't be out here running businesses when our spirits are not together. You want to be out here chasing the bag? Baby, chase your purpose. Chase peace. And I promise you, everything else will come after that. Change your mindset, change your life. Affirmations. What you say out your mouth, your mind believes it as it is so. What you say out your mouth, your mind believes it as it is so. So if you say you great, you really are. If you call your mom in the morning, I call my mom. I love my mom, y'all. I am a mommy's girl. Call my mom. Elaine, how you doing? Mom, today I feel real fat today. What am I affirming? Because y'all going to sit here and be like, I don't affirm. You said it out your mouth. Your mind believes it as it is so. Mom, I feel real tired on today. Stop affirming that over your life. Stop affirming that over your life. You tired, you still got something in you. You don't feel like you're your best self, make the decision to change it. You have the power to decide. Spoiler alert, baby, you make the rules. A lot of us in this room have had really hard cards dealt to us, me included. You still got purpose. You still got opportunity. I don't care how old you are, how young you are, what family you came from, what opportunities you have, what degrees. Did you drop out of school? Did you graduate from school? You're here in this room, that's destiny. You're here in this room, that's opportunity. You're here in this room, it's for a reason. Don't you dare leave these doors without getting what you came here for. Everywhere that I go, there's, opportunity, purpose, destiny in that room. And I'm not leaving until I get what I came here for. Do the same. There are brilliant ideas in this room. Your mentor may be in this room. Your mentee may be in this room. Your funder may be in this room. Or maybe the person that's just supposed to connect you to the next person is in this room. Don't you dare leave this room with your little notebook, having had not talked to somebody that you didn't come here with. You got to get outside of yourself. This isn't about me. This isn't about me. This is about you, making sure that you leave here walking in the excellence that you have been created with. Affirm that. My daughter's 13, my son is 9. We recite affirmations every single day since they could talk. If they were here right now and you'll be like, Eva, give me an affirmation, she's going to say, I'm powerful. If you ask my son Ian, he's going to say, I'm a magnet for good things. 13 and 9. Why? We do that every day. My kids are Puerto Rican and Black. The world is going to tell them what they are, what they're not. One thing they're going to learn at home from their parents is who we say they are. And you're no different. You're no different. Affirmations. You want to know what the game changer is? Affirm yourself. Start with gratitude. Life will change. This is strategy. These are things that you're putting in your toolbox, but they only work if you work it. If you leave here today and wake up in the morning tomorrow, grab your phone, don't say what you're grateful for, don't recite affirmations, do not be mad next year when your life looks the same. I don't know who neck I'm stepping on. I'm not even going to look at nobody. I ain't even going to look at nobody. I don't want to put nobody in the spot. This is one of the best lessons that I learned. There's so much power in the pivot. What does that mean? As women, I'm going to tell on myself. I won't tell on you. We get so attached and married to an idea that we had. If I said I was going to be a teacher, even if I hate teaching, I told everybody so. I'm not going to tell everybody that I hate it. If I told everybody I was going to sell perfume and I cannot stand perfume 10 years later, well, I can't not sell perfume because I already told everybody. You have the right to change your minds. Free yourself from that. There is power in the pivot. If you tried something and you don't want to do it anymore, stop. You want to know what's the best lesson I learned is that I don't have as much time as I think I have. And if I don't wake up every day loving my life, the only life that your girl got, then what are we doing? What are we doing? You want to know how many times I changed my mind and I'll change it again? The only thing I'm married to is the Lord, my husband, and them kids. Everything else, nope, don't want to do that no more. And I do that with pride. And it irritates people because my light shines so bright. And I decide what's what, that people who are so attached and they don't understand, they don't know, like, so you just changed your mind? And I did. I opened a brick and mortar with a partner in 2015. When we had to renew our lease, decided, I don't want to do this anymore. Closed it. It was a great lesson, right? It's like, free yourself. I went to school. I got my real estate license, then decided, you know what? Don't want to do this anymore. Stop doing it. Why? I don't understand as women why we get, oh, I changed my mind. That's beautiful. But you want to know what's crazy? When we see celebrities change their mind, we give them an applaud. But then we come at our sisters like, girl, you won't change your mind again? You want to know how many? Beyonce started a clothing line, ended. Then she started Ivy Park. That partnership is going to come to an end. She dropped a perfume in 2010. Years later, she's about to. They do it all the time. But then we look at Beyonce and be like, that's Beyonce, alien superstar. Right? But the girl on the block, that's your friend that changed her mind, is just like, she doesn't know what she wants to do in life. Why do we do that to each other? There's power in the pivot. Instead of looking at it as, man, I had to change my mind again. It's a pivot, baby. Listen, your girl's Puerto Rican. When you dance salsa, there is power in that pivot, okay? I know y'all know. I know y'all know. Free yourself. When you leave here, I want you to leave here designing the life of your dreams without limit. Whoever clipped your wings, get those wings back. Whoever told you you couldn't, that was their perception. That was their own insecurity. You actually can. You actually can. One of my biggest pet peeves is when people say, I'm going to try. I'm going to try. So I wake up every day, 5 days a week. I won't say every day, 5 days a week. I wake up at 5:15 and I work out on my Peloton, right? My husband's still asleep, looking all good and restful. My kids asleep, and I go all the way downstairs and I work out. And so I post it, right? I'm a poster, Instagram, Facebook, I'll post it. And people will say, you're so inspiring. I'm going to try to do that tomorrow. And I write back, you lied. Right? I'm going to try to do that. No, you lied. You decide. You want to wake up at 5:15 with me, baby? Okay, set that alarm. It's a decision. I decide I value my health, so I'm going to drink water. I decide I want to spend time with my kids, so I'm taking them to school every day. You have the power to design the life of your dreams. Whoever told you you couldn't, they lied. Stop looking at social media, reality TV, scrolling on Instagram, letting your life pass you by. Write it down. Write it down. Create the plan. Work the plan. Listen, I already told you I'm a church girl. Even the Bible says, write the vision, make it plain. Write the vision, make it plain. I'm not telling you anything new. I'm packaging it a little bit different so that when you walk out of here today, you're walking in the fullness of your excellence. And you're walking out of here with the tools and the equipment you need to have things change. Because success, it's not in the big things. It's in the little things. Opportunities chase me down. Why? Because I've committed to the little things. Because I have integrity with the little things. Because who I am on social media is the same exact person I am in real life. You're no different. You have so much greatness inside of you. If you think you don't, you do. Let me be the first person to tell you. Whatever idea you have in this room, you came here for some answers. Don't you dare leave without getting those answers. And keep working it. Keep working your plan. Start your day with gratitude. Affirm yourself. Do not be afraid to pivot if you have to. And don't ever forget, you're one of one. You are one of one. So if you guys want to stay connected with me, I have my website, email, and my Instagram. I'm definitely an Instagram lover, but we actually have some time for Q&A. So get your questions together. You want to sit with me?
Yes,
ma'am.
Thank
Let's
you,
chat.
Elaine. Yes. So we are going to get questions from the audience, but I have a couple myself. So I may or may not follow you on Instagram, but I really want to know who gave you permission to be audacious?
Ooh, that is a good question. You ain't tell me you was going to start with the fire. Who gave me permission? I think I got tired of making excuses as to why everyone else's life was so great and why I felt so mediocre. I would look around and feel like, she got it going on and they're so happy and they're this. Then I decided, I'm excellent. I'm great. Why not me? So maybe it started with a question of like, why not me? And then I just started going after every single thing I felt had my name on it. And some of it worked out and some of it didn't. But I feel like there were lessons in all of it.
Nice. So you really talked about, one, to go as yourself.
Yes.
2, prioritizing yourself. But you also talked about, I'm a wife, I'm a mother, I'm a business owner, I post on social media, I have national partnerships, I go to speaking engagements. As we all are, we do all the things.
Right.
So how do you prioritize you, prioritize self, prioritize taking care of everyone else in you and self-care when the reality of it is there's no time?
It's true. I will say this. Everything has a bucket. You know how most people will be like, it's about balance. They lied. They definitely lied. It's not about balance. It's about prioritizing what's what, right? So if, I have a speaking engagement in Houston, then I already know tag team and my husband, babe, you got to take these kids to school, right? And my husband is an incredible human being. He's a principal, he has his doctorate, right? But it's about communication. So one, I will tell you, although I stand here by myself, I have an entire incredible village behind me that makes sure they support whatever it is that I'm doing or we're doing as a family unit. But I would say put everything in buckets. Non-negotiable for me is definitely working out my health. Why? It's not just about Latinas in Motion. It's when I'm healthy and when I feel like I'm my best self, everyone benefits from that. So when I'm healthy and when I'm my best self, then I could be a great wife. I could be a great mother. I could excel at work. I can be a great daughter. But when I'm not filling in that bucket, when I put me last, everything falls apart. Every single thing falls apart. I'm snippy. I feel like I'm all over the place. So non-negotiable is definitely myself. And honestly, my family. When I am disconnected from my husband, my kids, they are definitely the foundation of who I am, because at the end of the day, your work is always going to be there. Your work is always going to be there. But what life are you creating for yourself? Could you imagine having millions of dollars and being alone? Then what was the point? What was the point, right? And so you have to make sure that as you design the life that you want, you're prioritizing the things that bring you joy, and decide that for yourself. But definitely working out, making sure that I'm good. I've gotten to a place where I write in my planner, do not disturb. So like there are some Sundays where I say no to everybody, and I'm a recovering people pleaser. So it was really hard for me to create those boundaries because I didn't want you to be upset with me. So if you invited me to dinner, even though I have not had 1 hour to myself because I don't want you to be upset or because I don't want to offend you, I would say yes to you and no to myself. Then when I started realizing all of the no's to myself are stacking up, and I'm bitter and I'm resentful and I'm snippy and I don't even know who I am when I look in the mirror, what was the point to that? So remember, every yes you give to somebody is a no you're giving to yourself. So even if you have to write it down in a planner on your phone, do not disturb. It's a me day. It's a you day. And you know what? For all the parents here, I used to feel mom guilt. Like, how can I just take a day off from mothering? Now I'm like, because I can, because I deserve it. And I'm teaching my daughter and my son how to prioritize their well-being as well. So instead of feeling guilty about it, now I'm teaching them tools when they grow up, they have to prioritize themselves as well. That makes sense?
So I have another question too, because you talked about, I'm gonna leave my notes alone. Full disclosure, I love Elaine. I've probably known her about, I don't know, 20 years. But anyway, you talked about your support system, right? And you talked about gratitude, and it is a blessing and an honor to have that support system. But what about your sister out here who is building her business?
Yes.
They don't have the benefit of really having a support system. How are they navigating that piece? How do they find time for self? And how do they identify their piece of success?
Yes, great question. Mm-hmm. I will say, build the table. What does that mean? When I first started Latinas in Motion, no one in my family joined. Not even my mom. She is a member today. My mom is a member today. But sometimes when you're the first to create something, people don't believe it. They may not believe you. They may not believe what you're creating. They don't want to purchase. And we get offended. Like, how could you not buy my candle? How could you not support my nonprofit? When at the end of the day, when I say create your table, I literally had to create what I call my kitchen table. Yes, I did steal that from Michelle Obama and Oprah. It was theirs first. But I created my kitchen table of my village of women who not only cover me, but have my back. They don't steal my ideas. I didn't even get to talk to y'all about that, but everybody does not need to know your next business venture until you have it crafted out, LLC, trademarked, and protected, because people out here will be stealing your ideas. But make sure, I had to give that to y'all like the Spark Notes version, but make sure that you have created a village of people that you feel safe with, that you feel seen with, that you can be authentically who you are. My kitchen table of friends, they are educators, they're business owners. One person has a nonprofit, but it is my space that when I feel like life gets really hard or when I feel like I can't, because even though I'm here in the fullness of who I am, best believe there have been times where I said, I can't do this. I don't want to do this anymore. Maybe I'm not equipped. And those are the same women that say, actually, you can. You better suit it up, wear that lipstick because you were called to this. Because sometimes you're at the bottom and you don't know how to get up. And if you think you could do it by yourself, you need people. You need a village. I am a firm believer that success is directly connected to people. And so make sure that you're building that table. What does that require of you? It requires you to get outside of yourself. It requires you, all those people you grandfather into your life, thinking like they're going to be a part of my table. Some of them can have a seat at that table because they just don't get it. It doesn't mean that they're bad people. It just means put them in a different seat on a different table. But when it comes down to your business, you need to build that solid table of people who are going to cover you, see you, honor you, and make sure that when you feel like you can't, they're like, actually, you can.
Thank you. So I'm going to get one more question, and I'm going to go back to my trusty dusty notepad. But again, I may or may not follow you. And so yesterday, I saw that you wrote, my goal has always been whole life success. Peace, love, joy, and purpose is the real bag. You talked a lot about the bag today. So what would you suggest to the entrepreneur who is struggling to identify their purpose?
Oh, that's so good. If you're struggling to identify your purpose, I will say that start with you. Spend some time alone. Turn the noise down. And for me, if I'm being completely honest, I have tons of conversations with my creator. He created me. So what should I do next? I don't know what your life is, who you honor, but for me, my relationship with God, my faith, one of one, right? But also making sure that you serve your way. The more you serve, the more you spend time with yourself, the more you know you, the better you are to everyone around you. There's no greater gift than being sure of yourself. And it took me a really long time to figure that out. Because for a long time, I wanted to be who people wanted me to be. I wanted to be the picture of success. I wanted to be whatever people thought. And the reason why I say whole life success is because for a really long time, when I was looking for mentorships, I'm gonna be honest with you, a lot of people told me that I had to choose. I've loved my husband since I was a junior in college. And so I'm very bubbly, very honest about it. And people would be like, girl, you need to chill on your marriage. You have plenty of time for that and focus on your work. And it never resonated with me. I felt like, who made up that rule? Because for me, it's not an or, it's an and. I believe I could be a great wife and a great mom and run a successful business and. And whoever were the ors in my life, I decided they were just projecting their own experience, their own insecurity, and their own ceilings. I don't have ceilings on my life. I don't have ceilings on my life, right? And so I do talk a lot about love and joy and purpose to make sure that if we're women and the message we always receive is that we have to choose, that you can't be a six-figure earner and a great mom, that's them. That's not you. That's not you. So be the person that makes the change and not be the gatekeeper. So yeah, the reason why I do talk about it a lot is because whoever's watching me, whoever's coming behind me, my children, I need them to know that you can have it all, but you have to decide what all is for yourself, right? I drive a Nissan very proudly. That's success for me, right? Because to me, I'm not a person who values cars. Now, if Cherie drove a Benz and that's success for her, she's good with her because that was her idea of success. The issue is her Acura. See, the issue is that we put these imaginary limits of like, okay, well, if Cherie drives the Acura and she's happy and she's making a lot of money, then I need to drive an Acura. And if you don't get the Acura, then you're like, I'm not successful. These are things that you don't even say out loud, but your brain, that's how it registers. So when you don't have the red bottom shoes, when you don't have the purse, when you feel like I'm not successful, but here you go in your amazingness and you're thriving in your business. And maybe you are driving, your little Dodge, but you happy. Live there. Be with people that affirm you there. Don't be with people that are like, girl, what you mean you don't got red bottoms? Honey, are they I need to be able to walk. You know what I'm saying? Like, but if you love them, I love that for you. But for me, I need to be able to walk. You know what I'm saying? This is the reason why I started with change your mindset, change your life, because you have to make sure that you know you and you know what success is for you. For me, I don't need a bag, I don't need a car, but baby, luxury vacation me all day, okay?
Thank you. So I could ask you and speak to you all day long, but I want to make sure that we, give all of our participants the opportunity to ask questions. And I do want to let you know for the first three, Elaine did you mention your plan, pray, slay journal, which I kind of buy every year, but she's gifting a few of them today. So the first three people that ask the questions will get a journal. Oh, look, the hands have gone up. We'll get a journal. So we got 3 hands. So we have questions.
Hi, I'm
Hey.
Nakia Hillary Sims, Hillary Consulting Services on IG. I'm in the fitness space as well for people with visual disabilities. I have low vision in my right eye. My question would be within the fitness space, and I know it's different, it's a niche, all of those things. If you would have some advice, if you know that that's your passion, and I know sometimes a passion might be a hobby, and it might be like an actual business idea, what would be just some advice with market research? And then if there's time, I'm a mom that's been pushing her kids. We've been going to like pitch things since they were like 6 years old. Any advice on kind of not being a helicopter parent when you want so much for your kids?
Yes, great questions. Okay, so the first thing is, in terms of fitness, do you be you and continually share that story, right? So like, I'm in a place now with Latinas in Motion and my own brand is I share so much of who I am because I choose to, right? But people start to realize my excellence, my commitment to women, my commitment to the Latino, Latinx community. And so opportunities chase me down. Oftentimes we get so caught up in the business plan that we forget to do the work. You got to do both. You got to do both. If you're not marketing yourself, who's going to know what you're doing? It can't just live up here. It can't just live with your peers. And social media is an incredible tool. I started Latinas in Motion on Facebook. That is a true statement, true story. We have over 5,000 members right now in our Facebook group. Why? Because we continually told the story, continually plugged in. And yes, it's work. Yes, you have to hear your voice out loud, right? Because so many women I talk to be like, I want to do it, but I don't like the sound of my own voice. Do you know how beautiful your voice is? Do you know that there's only one voice like yours? How dare you not share that, especially if you have a business? So tell your story and be unapologetic about it. Women will tell me like, Elaine, I want to post, but like not every day because I don't want to be annoying. Let me tell you something. Do you think all them commercials that you watch while you watching your TV show care how many times they air? Or I don't know about you, how many times Fashion Nova send me the little 75% off coupon on my email 3 times a day? They don't care how many times they're getting the message across. You better not be sorry about telling the story and getting your mission and your purpose out there. And the people who don't need to follow you, you can hit unfollow, but I'm going to continue to give you this good information, right? The second thing, when my daughter was 8, she's 13 now. When my daughter was 8, she said, Mom, I want to buy a MacBook Air. And I'm like, how are you going to get that money? Right? I'm dead up. Y'all could ask, how are you going to get that money? She's like, well, I could write a book. I said, well, you write the book and I'll fund it. And you could buy your own Mac. Didn't think she was for real. She wrote the book. It's called Eva, the Afro-Latina. When she was 8, hear me out, when she was 8. And she told the story of what it's like to have a Puerto Rican mom and a Black father and what curly hair she has and how she spends time in school. Eva made $5,000 when she sold that book, right? And so she's 13. She's still making money from that till this day. Amazon royalties, right? But also now schools are, she booked herself this past June, made $500 off of her speaking engagement. Yes. And this is all her ideas. Now, here's the thing. We have to, if Eva was created to be a rose, but in my head, you're a lily and I'm not going to stop till you're a lily. No. My job is to make sure if she was created to be a rose, how can I water that? How can I nurture that? How can I be the sunshine she needs to make sure she is the most amazing, brilliant rose? That is my plan. That is my purpose as a parent, right? So it's not about me being a helicopter mom. It's about me holding her accountable, right? Checking her privilege, because again, her dad is a doctor and principal. Her mom is a serial entrepreneur and educator. Can I buy a laptop? Girl, who pays for that? Like, I need to make sure that I'm raising children who understand the value of not only money, but their mind. Ideas are wings. Ideas are wings. Now, Eva's at the place where she's like, Mom, if I'm gonna get my new cell phone, I need to find a new speaking engagement. And I'm like, I know that's right, girl. You better keep making your own money. And she's gotten that at 13, right? Started when she was 8. So my best advice, because we all parent different, is if nurture your child for whatever it is that they want to become, and that's the greatest gift we can give them.
All right, we have a few more minutes, 2 more questions. That's it. Any other questions? Yes.
When you first got started, did you have a mentor? And first of all, my name is Wendy Landy Forrester. I'm sorry. I was excited about all what you've been saying. Did you get started with that idea originally? And did you have a mentor to kind of help steer you to the success that you have arrived to right now?
That's a great question. So when I first started Latinas in Motion, I went on LinkedIn and I reached out to the founders of Black Girls Run, because at the time they were that was my North Star. I felt like if these 2 women could do it, I could do it. And Ashley Hicks responded, and we had this amazing Zoom, and she wasn't a gatekeeper, and she wasn't like, you can't do Latinas in Motion because I'm doing Black Girls Run. She affirmed me. And she gave me tools that just felt like, it made me feel like I can do it. Now, I will tell you, it was really hard. It's still hard, right? Latinas in Motion was born June 2012, and it's still really hard today. But I have different mentors for different buckets of my life. So I have women who I believe are amazing wives. Girl, you're going to be my wife mentor. Amazing moms, you're going to be you don't have to have this one mentor that's a unicorn. I mean, you could, but make sure that you have different buckets, because again, whole life success. So with Latinas in Motion, I do have different mentors, and I literally just worked with a grant writer this year who was able to help me put together this amazing perspectives for Latinas in Motion. And so now I'm able to tap in not only to my community, but also the resources to help me take Latinas in Motion to the next level. But definitely, like, if you're sitting here and you're like, Elaine, I don't have the money to hire somebody to help me, or the person that I want, LinkedIn, y'all, it was literally Ashley, I look up to you so much. I just started Latinas in Motion. Could you help me? And she said yes, right? But have your plan. Do not waste people's time. If I'm at with Ashley and I'm like, girl, I had this idea and I don't know. No, if she gave me 10 minutes, I'm like, how did you fund it? How did you find a vendor for your merch sales, right? How are you keeping your joy? And she was able to answer these questions. Was that helpful?
Excellent. Thank you.
Thank you. One final question. Naya, please.
Well, I'm also the MC, but I have a quick question about rejection. So how do you find, I guess, kind of coincide with mentorship? How do you I guess, find those people. I think the easiest thing to connect is social media. So if you follow someone that you're like, dang, she seems like she has it all, I want to reach out to her. Or if you're in these rooms where you're connecting with people and you want to reach out to them, how do you, like, what's the approach of, not coming off as some stalker person and like trying that back to that?
Yes, great question. Oh, I'm so glad you asked this. I'm about to give y'all the true tea right here, okay? I pinky promise this John always works, okay? So you have somebody on social media or LinkedIn, all right? You're like, yo, that person needs to be my mentor. First thing you're going to do is research, do they have something coming up? What event do they have? Are they going to be a speaker somewhere? Are they putting together a race? Are they putting together an event? You're going to purchase a ticket to that event. If you're like, Elaine, their event is $200 and I don't have money, you better tap into who? Your current village. You best believe when I first started Latinas in Motion, I sent a text out to everybody in my contacts. This is a true story. And I said, hey, I want to do this leadership program in Philly. It's $5,000. Could you contribute $20 to it? Don't you know, every $20, it landed me to $5,000. I did that leadership program. Don't be afraid. Some of us get in our own way because we're like, I'm not going to ask Elaine for $20. You better not block your blessing, okay? So you're going to purchase a ticket to their event. When you get there, you're going to stand in the line if they have a line, or you're going to wait till they're done talking and you're going to say, how can I serve you? You don't know how many times people ask me, Elaine, will you be my mentor? Elaine, I think you're so amazing. You be my mentor? And I'm like, now, sis, you know I got a whole lot going on. Can you volunteer at my race on June 2nd? Oh, girl, I'm busy. Oh, girl, you lost. Right? So like when you're thinking about who can be your mentor, when you serve somebody, guess what you're doing? You're building a relationship, and relationship is the new currency. So you have to be willing to get outside of yourself, put your ego aside, and serve somebody. And service will always lead to success. Service will always lead to success. I gave y'all like the true game right there where y'all, LinkedIn, hey girl, how can I serve you? When's your next event? Do you need somebody to volunteer? And I pinky promise, we always need volunteers. Cherie, don't you need volunteers?
We do. And I'm volunteering.
Michelle, don't we need volunteers? Right. So listen, that is the true game. And if y'all start quoting me, y'all better give me credit. Elaine said, listen, I know we're out of time, but I got to ask y'all to y'all face. Did we have fun today? Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Oh, yes, girl. If y'all want to follow me on my Pelly and y'all want to join my 515 gang, I am leaderboard Mogul Mommy. Mommy is spelled M-A-M-I because y'all know I'm a Latina, John. Mogul Mommy. Thank you guys